This one's wife. Do they really live there? Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. We are regularly told about the fact that this one's wife and Prince Harry left the United Kingdom and ended up in California via Canada. That they have found themselves in the sun-kissed idyll of Monty's shit show, where they've purchased an expensive mansion with a mortgage and 35,000 flushing toilets. Regularly, we are told about the fact that they are residents of Monty's shit show, and we've been given the occasional glimpse inside the house, usually in relation to this one's wife and Harry sitting at their joint desk with unsold copies of The Bench stacked around it. We've also seen Harry juggling his balls outside of the window. But other pictures have been taken elsewhere. This one's wife's Vanity Fair project, where she waved around her oversized cloven hooves, was filmed at an alternative place. Harry undertook promotional interviews for Spare at a place which wasn't his home. And it's led some to speculate that they don't actually live there, that it's used for alternative purposes, it's just a front. There are some that maintain that they lead essentially separate lives apart from promotional appearances, living closer to Los Angeles. There are others, for instance, that have spoken about Harry having a bolt hole, somewhere to retreat to, where he'd been staying at the bungalow to probably escape having crockery thrown at his head. And these suggestions that they don't actually live at Monty's shit show have gained further traction as a consequence of a report by Samantha Ibrahim in the New York Post. The headline reads, "This one's wife's new cooking show won't be filmed at $14 million Monty shit show home." Well, of course, some celebrity chefs, because that's what she's attempting to become, film in a studio. But there are others that have purpose-built studio kitchens created at their homes. So they have their private kitchen, which they use for their own cooking and for their family, and they have one which has been built which is easier to film in. Makes perfect sense. I know, for instance, James Martin, the celebrity chef, he has had one built in a similar way and has had one built outside where he films from. And often, many of these celebrity chefs do film from home. But it would appear that this one's wife isn't going to go down that route. According to Sarah Ibrahim, it won't be truly home cooking for this one's wife when she debuts her new Netflix cooking show. The Duchess of Sussex, 42, will host a food series for the streamer in the future. However, the show reportedly won't be filmed at her $14 million Monty Shit Show California home. Filming reportedly starts this week, following her whirlwind trip to Florida for a Santa Barbara polo match with her husband, Prince Harry. See parts pass him in relation to how she looked to take that over. The pair were in Palm Beach last week for the Royal Salute Polo Challenge, with proceeds going to the Duke of Sussexes AIDS charity. Netflix has rented a house in Monty Shit Show for filming, a source told the Daily Mail regarding the cooking show. The series will celebrate the joys of cooking and gardening, entertaining and friendship, the network said in a release. It will be produced by Sony Pictures Television, as well as this one's wife herself. The show will likely be collaborative with this one's wife's new lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard. The company will release a variety of products, including jam, tableware, drinkware, and other spreads. In case you'd forgotten, Harry and the Suits alum moved to the West Coast in 2020, after deciding to take a step back as senior members of the royal family. Their luxurious Cali abode was featured prominently in their 2022 Netflix documentary Harry and This One's Wife, where they showed glimpses of their lives with their two children, Archie 4 and Lilibet 2. The polo match will be also showcased in another one of the couple's upcoming Netflix productions. The sports show will follow the world of professional polo and will pull back the curtain on the grit and passion of the sport, capturing players and all it takes to compete at the highest level. Thus, it's not going to be filmed at their home, and that would add substance to those that really query, do they actually live there, because so little actually occurs there. On the other hand, it might just be a prudent move to film in somewhere which is easier to film and for reasons of privacy. Although, as we all know, this one's wife has a very warped view when it comes to privacy as a consequence of her hypocrisy, which is basically, I'll whore myself around as much as I possibly can, but when I want you to shut up about me, I'll say that I want privacy. How is it that people view this development in relation to not filming? And is there much enthusiasm for this cooking program? Do we get a flavour, pun intended, for how people see it? Are they enthused? Are they excited by it? Well, dipping below the line for a moment, Wish I Was in Texas explains, "This one's wife. Where are your children?" Joe Handy, "This is the best headline from Australia. Grifters, This One's Wife and Prince Harry, land Netflix shows on gardening and friendship." AZ Cactus Wren, "I really don't equate This One's Wife with real-life cooking." Ace of Clubs, "Because their house, wherever they may actually live, has no evidence whatsoever of children living anywhere. The kids are rented for photo ops. The photos show how awkwardly they hold the kids, who do not cling to them at all, just sort of hang. That's the only reason Harry is still with her. He can't face the world to explain how he was fooled with her moon bumps." Monty Shitshow Pap, "Google mansion where Harry and This One's Wife filmed their Netflix docuseries. Ask 33.5 million. It was common knowledge this house was rented, so the duo could use it to film their Netflix docuseries. The house was bigger and nicer. Why is this article reporting they used their own home while filming their Netflix docuseries? Do people really think they live there?" CMC responds, "Good question. Tatler Asia thinks they lived in it. Isn't she a buddy of Tatler? She lives in some old house that needs updating bad." HL, "I don't know why they just don't admit the mansion went bye-bye a long time ago and that's why it's never suitable for filming. It's funny, because that mansion that they don't live in, or even live together, is hired for film sets. Someone got as far as payment and posted on YouTube, and the link for hiring the mansion was promptly removed from that website. Apparently, even the guardhouse is completely overgrown." Ace of Clubs, "Of course it won't be filmed at their house. It's practically uninhabitable from the bird migration path overhead. It needs odour and mould remediation. It was on the market for 3 years before those two got into it. Face it, won't ever be filmed anywhere. Netflix isn't interested in celebrity cooking." Newsreader, "This One's Wife's PR is incompetent unless she overrules them. No professional flack tells the media that This One's Wife will challenge the likes of Ina Garten and billionaire mogul Martha Stewart. It just invites mockery. Given that This One's Wife has no track record and no qualification in this area, it's highly unlikely that her brand will be successful as theirs, so to brag like this out of the gate is foolish." JBWB, "Are there enough Sussex squad members to support these endeavours? I guess time will tell. I won't be watching." Richard Brayley, "The show will flop, like everything else this useless woman does." Paid Observer, "How can she cook or garden when she's never did it before? Now, if this show looked at how to become a wallet sniffer, debutante wannabe or puppeteer, then we have something." Delia Orozovich, "This One's Wife and Harry are so boring. This One's Wife doesn't have the personality or likability of Ina Garten, who oozes warmth and charm. Martha Stewart is sassy and always on point. This One's Wife is so drab and Harry is a one-trick pony. They both need to go away." no favourable comments whatsoever in relation to the show, and furthermore, as I have alluded to, there are plenty of people who really don't think that they actually live in the property. It wouldn't be a surprise to find out that that was the case. After all, this one's wife is an habitual reviser of history and tells porky pies. And might it be that they just utilise the suggestion that they live there as almost a form of distraction and that they live elsewhere? The fact that they never filmed there, that they invariably film in other locations, is also somewhat suspicious. What do you think? Do you think that they live at the mansion at Motley Shit Show? Or do you think that they don't? Do you think they once did but they've moved out? Or do you think they've never lived there? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I'm HG Tudor. Thank you for listening.